Hey folks, welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. We're in the daily market recap. Today is Friday, January 15th. Happy Friday and cheers to an amazing week. I'm happy it's Friday. Let me know in the comments below if you're happy it's Friday. I'm wearing my Edmonton jersey in celebration of our victory last night. Started a hockey pool, so it's nice to have that back on the things to do because it's quite boring, quite frankly. So before we jump into today's content, make sure to smash like and subscribe to the channel. It shows me some support. Again, I'm not in my regular setup. I'm traveling, so bear with me here. We'll have a little bit of a different format today, but in today's video, we're going to discuss whether or not we can expect tops to be in on MJ, and I'm talking Canadian and US MJ. We're starting to see some signs of weakness, and we'll look at some potential buying opportunities and some potential scenarios. We'll go over some market moving news and events, and we'll look at the overall broader market with crypto, metals, and stocks. Then we'll look at a few individual analysis, and we'll take a look at the MJ sector. So we'll take a look into some news and events on the day. I'll run through this a little bit quicker here for you folks. I know people are excited that it's the weekend, so we'll go as quickly as we can. So first on the list, we had a stimulus update. So we had Biden comes out with 1.9 trillion in COVID in relief for the situation at hand. Almost said it. Unemployment support and more. So you can check that out. Here's all of the breakdown. There hasn't been anything mentioned in terms of MJ, but it could be a potential laggard in the infrastructure plan. But honestly, I think most MJ companies are quite fine the way they are. I don't think they really need any financial or fiscal help. Pfizer to temporarily reduce its cure deliveries to Europe. So I found that notable. Stock market, stocks fall as investors eye 1.9 trillion in stimulus proposal, and retail sales disappointed. So taking a look at the retail sales, we were expecting -2% and it came in at -7%. So that was a miss there. And we're starting to see the economy and economic data just start to trend in the wrong direction, not exactly what we want to see. Did a video on this yesterday. You can check out my BlackBerry video from yesterday for some more detailed analysis and what I expected. But BlackBerry and Facebook reached settlement in global patent fight. So maybe the move yesterday was in anticipation of this. People knew that this was going to be a settlement that was reached. I heard that somebody mentioned, I can't remember their name, but shout out to them, YouTube member who said that the CEO of Sony or the CEO of BlackBerry tweeted out that Sony was a new partner. So a few different reasons. We had an article of Motley Fool pumping them and rumors of a potential Tesla and NIO partnership. So that likely added fuel to the fire. JP Morgan beats profit estimates on better than expected credit and record trading revenue. Not surprising. Also saw that Mark Cuban and Raoul Pal talk DeFi, so decentralized finance, and they target $20,000 Ethereum. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's ludicrous, if you think that's realistic, if you think that's conservative. Bitcoin obviously over 40,000 and pulled back. Can Ethereum do it too? We'll have to wait and see. So we'll look at some charting for the overall broader market SPY, and QQQ did confirm daily downtrends, which if you turned into this channel from yesterday, I highlighted that. So just take a quick peek. So we had the lower high, most important support was 376.36, line in the sand. We lost that and saw significant continuation. We did close below EMA 12, so that's notable. We did have a lower wick, but bulls tried to save it, but ultimately closed under EMA 12. So we could be targeting EMA 26 here on the daily, which is down around the 372.19. So we could be potentially setting up for a gap down open. We do have this support line that I drew here from the monthly uptrend line. So we could potentially see a bounce around that support. And that lines up well actually with support down at 364.82. And we could potentially see a gap down open, but just keep in mind, there is no real daily support now until 364.82, and we're in daily downtrends, the first signs of momentum shift to the bears. Again, QQQ lost the low here of 311.20. We did lose it. We hit a low of 310.58, but bulls tried to save it into the end of the day. But we are still in a daily downtrend. We want to see more follow through than that though. But QQQ definitely relatively stronger than the SPY bulls at the moment. So Bitcoin again topped out around 42,000, essentially pulled back significantly, about 30%. We saw a bounce of 30%, and we could be setting daily lower highs here. That was all we were going to be expecting based on the size of the pullback. And we are seeing daily consolidation and not getting spared with the overall market pulling back. But keep in mind, stock market is closed now, basically gives crypto free reign to do whatever it wants. So bearing no unforeseen news events this weekend that could potentially be FUD or act as some sort of fear article, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the crypto sector run this weekend and maybe even potentially see altcoins take a turn. But we know that we have stimulus coming up, so maybe now that the stock market's ended and we don't have that correlation to the overall broader market, maybe we start to see some FOMO and some stimulus hype and just people loading up in anticipation of the dollar getting weak. I also saw that the dollar changed its daily trend today, which we'll look at in a second, but we essentially have, I saw an article as well that net shorts have increased significantly on the dollar. So we have a lot of people betting that, that the dollar is going to go lower, but keep in mind, we could see a short squeeze. So once everybody goes short on any given asset, or commodity or security, whatever, we start to see that scale tip. And if we start to see everybody going bearish, eventually there's not going to be anybody left to go bearish, and the tide will shift into bulls, and we could have a short squeeze on the dollar. So keep in mind, crypto is rebounding here, but keep in mind that the dollar is going to be the most important, in my opinion, going forward. If we start to see the dollar getting weak, then we can anticipate crypto gaining momentum and bullish strength. So again, daily consolidation underway. We need to change the 4-hour trend back to the bulls to be confident that the daily high or low is set. So we do have an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here. So anything on this bounce will just anticipate a 4-hour lower high compared to 40,127. And we'll look to top out, potentially set a lower high, higher low, and change that trend. That's what bulls want to see here. Get as big of a bounce as possible. Avoid a daily bear, or a 4-hour bear flag. So if we just go, say, right here to EMAs and we top out, could be a potential bear flag setup. If we see a little bit more continuation than that, that would favor a potential equilibrium. And then we could see a bull break, and that would be the 4-hour trend change. So we'll have to keep an eye on. We could see also an equilibrium and a bear break. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the 4-hour chart, most important chart right now on Bitcoin. And pretty much the same goes for Ethereum. And in effort of keeping this video a little shorter, it's Friday, I will be moving on. So the dollar confirmed its daily uptrend. Again, in my video yesterday, I said, watch for the daily bull flag. If you would have entered or went short stocks and entered or exited your shorts on stocks, if we lost the low here of 90.20 or 89.20, 92, 89.92, if we would have lost that, you could have exited your shorts in the stock market, and you never would have got stopped out from those shorts, essentially, depending on the name, obviously. But if you're shorting SPY like myself, we also have daily EMA 12 and 26 crossing as a potential bull cross. So we're starting to see the dollar with some significant strength. We know that this move is to be taken seriously as we confirm daily bull flags, and we are in a daily uptrend. We do have resistance up at 91.01. So that could be a potential top out zone. But after that, if we get over 91.01, there's really not that much resistance on the daily. A little level, couple of levels here from back in November 93, but essentially significant momentum shift. And that all came after we confirmed monthly downtrends and monthly bear flags. We had support at 88.25. We hit a low of 89.20. That was close enough for me, and just to start looking the other way. Start trimming some longs. Once it starts to seem too easy, it likely is, and just start taking profits and be ready for a surprise. But that being said, expect the unexpected, but don't live in fear either. Scared money never made no money, as they say. So Dollar. Did the dollar. IWM. Daily consolidation. Not surprising. So again, this is all going to be the same for most of these sectors. We knew that the move was going to be for real to the way down on SPY today when we saw all of these sectors consolidating at the same time on the daily. That's why we saw follow through. But on all of these names, it's going to be the hourly trend that's the most important. If we can confirm an hourly uptrend on any of these names, the daily higher lows are set, and we can likely expect more gains and potentially all-time high tests. And the more names that change their hourly trend, the better. The more confident we are. TAN, solar sector, notable that we're seeing some significant weakness. Daily bear flag and downtrend confirmed. And this is given the fact that, and keep in mind, like US MJ is consolidating. So that gave us a little bit of a clue. If US MJ is favorable to a Biden administration, TAN is also favorable to a Biden administration. And we saw TAN very weak today as well. Canadian MJ has been stronger. So again, we're starting to see that rotation out of tech, out of US MJ into Canadian MJ. And I got, comments galore of why are you buying Canadian when it's US legalization? Now you know. I got a lot of people just questioning my logic, and now you're starting to understand. It's a sell the news. It was buy the rumor, sell the news. Once everybody found out that the US was legalizing, some of these stocks are up 500, 600% since March. You better believe people are going to take profit and be watching out for a potential sell the news. And then that money and crypto money from all-time highs, obviously that money needs to go somewhere. Where are they going to put it? The beaten up Canadian MJ sector. Why not? Then we had some M&A deals. So TAN down, daily consolidation, all about the hourly trend. US oil, again, I mentioned be on the lookout, not calling any tops or anything like that, but we had the downtrend resistance line here on the monthly, and look what happened the last time we poked out of it. Poked out and saw significant pullbacks. This here didn't quite get above, didn't create that upper wick outside. We didn't pull back that hard. Here, created an upper wick, pulled back extremely hard. We have a little bit of an upper wick here. Does that mean we're going to pull back really hard? Or just hard? So again, all about just spotting the most likely scenarios and looking at all these different sectors. If you're feeling overwhelmed, this is stuff that you just don't think you can keep up to it all on your own. Maybe you want to check out pursuitofwealthgroup.com. Join us for a 1-week free trial. Trials will be ending at the end of the month, and pricing will be going up as well. It's only $4.99 a month, or an annual membership for $50. That's Canadian. Pretty soon it's going to be going up. So take advantage of that before the end of the month and the free trials. No credit card required. VIX up almost 5% today, not surprising. And you can take a look here. We did change the daily trend with a low, high, higher, low, and higher high, but we didn't see that follow through and ultimately close with a upper wick. So that's a little bit of a red flag. Silver, daily EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on watch. Again, talking about this for a while, that metals have been very, very bearish. Everybody's just uber bullish and buy metals, buy metals, buy metals. But nobody's talking about the daily bear flags. Nobody's talking about why isn't gold exploding when Bitcoin was exploding? Why was gold pulling back when Bitcoin was exploding? That's because market share is being stolen from gold. Daily bear flags looking to confirm, but haven't confirmed it yet. Gold, weaker, closer to confirming its daily bear flag, and we already had the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. So if gold already did it, that increases the odds that silver is going to do it as well. And we've got about 14 minutes left in this day, and we're going to close near the low of the day. If we don't break the low here at 24.34, we're going to be closing very close to it by the looks of it. Obviously, a lot can change in 14 minutes, but if it were to close right now, that would be very bearish. So metals are weak. XBI, upper wick, but still standing out as one of the stronger sectors. We didn't even consolidate here on the daily, but we are seeing a bit of a reversal candle here. Bearish reversal candle. XHB closed basically flat. We did have the higher low, looking for a daily higher low, and on the daily chart, or sorry, on the hourly chart, We lost the hourly uptrend, so we need to change that hourly trend just like everybody else. Could be a potential hourly bull flag. So we'll see a potential consolidation, just need a higher low compared to 59.61. If anything above that's a higher low, we'll look to consolidate, change the 5-minute trend, break resistance, confirm an uptrend, daily higher lows likely set at that point. XLE, weak off the back of oil's weakness, daily consolidation underway, increasing bear volume. XLRE, real estate sector, so that was up, increasing daily bull volume, which is notable, closed near the high of the day. Potential EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. So that's definitely standing out as one of the stronger sectors. XLV, healthcare, trying to find base of support here off EMA 12. Could still be a potential daily bull flag. If we break 118.13, that will confirm daily bull flags. And then we'll look up to blue sky breakout, all-time highs. So that's where we stand in terms of the overall broader sector. We'll take a quick peek into BlackBerry stock, just because I was very, very adamant yesterday that we could see a significant pullback. So if you're buying, make sure you are using less capital, you're accounting for that risk. We had the daily trend change. That was the go signal. I had a lot of people asking me today if they should buy BlackBerry. The go signal is back here. You've already missed the move. So you need to ask yourself, okay, now what? What's my game plan? So are you going to enter on 5-minute oversold? Are you going to enter on hourly oversold? We're in a daily uptrend. We haven't consolidated, and we've run very, very hard here. We're up 50% in a couple of days. So what happens when we start to consolidate on the daily? Are you going to wait for daily higher lows? You're going to wait for daily pullbacks. You're going to wait for hourly pullbacks. All things you need to establish your game plan. And again, I mentioned on the hourly chart, we had a higher low every single candle, and then we gapped up, opened, and right here, we had that little bit of a doji here. 11.55 was the top. And then what happened? We lost the low of the previous hourly candle. That was the first time in 12 hours worth of trading that we broke the low of the previous candle. As soon as we lost that low, if you would have exited on that signal, you would have saved yourself 10% of downside. Could have reloaded cheaper. We could potentially see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. I said this yesterday, we could easily drop from the close yesterday. We could easily drop 20 to 25%. Today, we gapped up to open on some FOMO and euphoria and hype, and then we pulled back. From the highs, we pulled back almost 20%. So don't say you weren't warned, but we are consolidating. Now it's basically the opposite. We had a higher low every candle for the last forever, and then now we have a lower high for all these candles for the last 7 hours. So we had like 12 hours worth of trading with a higher low every candle, bulls in full control. Now we have a lower high every candle for about 6 or 7 hours and bears in full control. As soon as we break the lower high pattern here, as soon as we break the high of the previous hourly candle, we can start to look the other way. It's not that complicated. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. Happy to help. 9:41, so we need to change the 5-minute trend on BlackBerry to be confident that the hourly consolidation is underway. So not only do we need to break the high of the previous hourly candle, we'll want to see a 5-minute trend change to be absolutely confident. So if we form a higher low compared to 9:41 and we break resistance up at 9:85, that will confirm a 5-minute uptrend, and hourly consolidation is likely finished, and we can expect hourly lower highs compared to 11.55. And that leaves room for about 18% of upside. So taking a look at other names, obviously mega bearish on the day. DDD was at over $30 at one point. 32.40. Again, another name I said to be cautious on, down 12% or so today. Riot down over 10%. Dash, Space, Neo. Again, Neo is down over 5% today. How did Tesla do? Down over 2%. So again, all these Biden administration favorable stocks all pulling back today. That was notable. Canadian MJ popped up, gapped up. So if you didn't understand what I've been talking about in regards to Canadian MJ and rotation, hopefully you've learned your lesson and you can apply that, put it in your memory bank, so that the next time a similar situation happens, you can recognize it and act on it. So BBB leading the gains today. We had Facebook, CWeb, some also notable movers. So Facebook leading the tech, one of the lead tech bulls. So that's pretty much where we stand. Pretty red across the board today. So we'll go through a quick MJ sector review. So as the title of the video suggests, are the temporary tops in? Are we going to see hourly downtrends on most of these names and daily? If we confirm hourly downtrends, then that confirms daily consolidation. And if we lose the hourly uptrend, again, another point in favor of consolidation on the hourly. So now that we're consolidating, we can start to scout daily higher lows. So we know we haven't consolidated in a meaningful way in the last 5 days. So we're just going to expect daily higher lows. Could potentially see one around the $30 level. That's also a nice round psychological number. We could potentially see that act as support on EMA 12. We also have that support level, that mini higher low here at 30.90. So aggressive bulls are going to be waiting for hourly oversold. Patient bulls are going to be waiting for hourly uptrends to be confirmed again. So if we consolidate here, we hold 32.82, let's say we break resistance at 33.95, that means the hourly uptrend is confirmed and the daily higher low is likely set. Maybe you're patient and you want to wait for that. Maybe if we pull back and we see hourly downtrends, maybe you still wait for an hourly trend change after the fact. Maybe you enter closer to support. Maybe you're aggressive like I will be, and I will be looking to play hourly oversold. So hourly oversold, keep in mind we're closed on Monday on the US side. So the ticker WEED will still be trading in all Canadian tickers, but we won't see any NYSE or NASDAQ or any US tickers trading on Monday. So establish your game plans. Personally, I'm going to be expecting hourly oversold at some point early next week. And we did confirm 5-minute downtrends. And we did have a 5-minute trend change attempt here into the end of the day on CGC, but we pulled back. So essentially a failed attempt. We did have increasing sell volume here as well, which is notable. But we did have the weekly bull flags confirming. No real resistance though on the weekly up to 52.74. We're in a weekly uptrend, daily uptrend, monthly uptrend. So APHA, very, very strong today. And could be a reversal here. Those daily candles are certainly looking extremely bearish. We have a gap in the chart as well. But from yesterday, gapped up 13%. So swinging MJ is back. Congrats to those swingers. I was one of them. I chose Hexo as my horse. And from the close of yesterday, it was up over 5%, up about 7%. It was up 6-7% on the day. So again, I trimmed my position in Hexo yesterday, end of day. I was happy with those gains. I still have my core position in my long-term portfolio, but in my swing trade account, I'm basically all cash, and I'm swinging about 5,000 shares. Nothing too major, but like I said, it was a very clear moment for me to see that momentum shift. And with SPY weakness, crypto weakness, it's time to remain protective. We've run from this pennant breakout here and the fake out before the breakout. We've run over 110, so about 120%. So again, just like the BlackBerry stock, we could easily pull back 20, 30, 10%. Personally, I'm swinging SPY and QQQ short. But we are expecting potential hourly downtrends here. No signs of it yet. Hexo actually closed fairly strong. So did APHA, all things considered, but on the verge of confirming daily downtrends. ACB, one of the weaker ones, essentially double bottomed. Didn't see that bear break yet though. but ACB continues to be one of the lead Canadian bears. CGC yet to confirm its hourly downtrend. So again, the more names that confirm hourly downtrends, the more likely we're going to see mass consolidation across the sector. So in terms of the bear list, we had N, and again, we didn't have any real high or low support. And if we take a look at the daily, we've run from 19 cents over a same about 120%. And then today, again, another potential signal. That's a huge volume bar as well, potential volume climax. Did see a lower wick there, a huge lower wick. So bulls are trying to hope for the best on Monday. But again, now that we've seen consolidation on Namaste, the more names that start to do this, the more confident that we can be in the whole sector following suit. So need to change those hourly trends. VFF raised, came out with a raise today. That's why the stock was absolutely crushed today, down over 11%, almost 12%. Labs down, VLNS, CGC, Cron. And I swung SPXS last night and SQQQ. I woke up to SPY and QQQ gapping down, and I swung Hexo. Hexo gapped up. So I made money in both directions. And again, why didn't I swing USMJ? Because the solar sector was pulling back. EV sector, electric vehicles were pulling back. USMJ was pulling back. If all those sectors are pulling back simultaneously, and those are favorable Biden administration stocks, why is that the case, right? It's because we could potentially see market consolidation. The only reason why they'd all be going down is because of market consolidation, and that money is going to rotate somewhere. We've seen it. The great rotation continues into XLF and QQQ and other sectors. Now we're seeing recovery stocks like Canadian MJ, obviously very, very beaten up and just starting to take its turn. Also swinging some ZENA up over 13%. I entered this back at 7 cents here. So when we had those lower wicks, I said, okay, nice base of support. We heard the rumor. I did a video on this as well. You can check it out, but they're in potential merger talks with another significantly large licensed producer. Closed at the high of the day, got over 8 cents resistance. No real resistance up until 13.5 cents. So from my entry, that's a 100% move. I've obviously allocated a little bit of capital. I've got about 50,000 K shares as a YOLO play. I'm okay if it goes to zero. I've made a ton of profit trading Hexo, and I'll gladly risk 1-2% of my capital on this potential YOLO play. So far looking really good. Closed at 8.5 cents over resistance while everything else was going down. So we'll keep an eye out. Let me know in the comments below if you see any developments on any potential merger rumors or any updates. I'd appreciate it. Taking a look at USMJ again, pretty much red across the board. Got a few names, MMEN, VREO, Ian up, but not really that much today. BioHarvest, grass the bulls there up almost 10%. And could be potential, looks like a potential daily high or low is set. Did we change the hourly trend? It's fairly choppy. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high. You could say we changed the hourly trend, and I would not argue with that. So we can expect potential continuation on the daily, and we have resistance up at 29.2 cents. So congrats to the bulls there. We did have decreasing bear volume as well, which was notable to start to scout daily higher lows. And I know a lot of people are interested in this name, and we are up quite a bit on this name. But again, Canadian MJ seeing significant gains. Some US names are up 500-600%. So let's just take a look at the monthly chart, BioHarvest, from back in, let's just go back to March. So right around here, up to 2.5x. We're seeing increasing monthly bull volume. BioHarvest is in full bull mode. So once again, congrats to the bulls. We'll just take a quick scan through See if there's anything else that came up that I wanted to highlight. So TrueLeave, daily consolidation underway. Again, all about those hourly trend changes. We can be confident that the daily higher low set once that is established. But we did have hourly lower highs. That's all we were expecting based on the size of the pullback. We topped out at EMA 12. We also have an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross lining up. We lose 52.60. That confirms hourly downtrends, and daily consolidation is still underway, and we can see further downside. And just keep in mind, after 52.60, nothing all the way down to 46.65. So again, this is why I've been remaining protective, sold all of my US MJ and migrated over to Canadian MJ. Hopefully you followed my lead. Again, this isn't financial advice. Do what you have to do. This is just my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. This isn't financial advice. All investments have risk. So all about the hourly trends on most of these names. Pretty much going to leave it there. I do want to highlight Ethereum. Nope, wrong one. So we do have a weekly, we had a weekly 50 weekly moving average crossing through the 100. And now we're having the 50-week moving average cross through the 200 weekly moving average. We also have a weekly inside bar. I'm in a bull position right now, stop below 900. We break 900, then we break the inside bar bearish, and we could potentially see more consolidation and weekly consolidation. But this could be setting up for a huge, huge move. MACD is absolutely silly. And like I said, 50 crossing through the 200 weekly moving average looks juicy. Let's take a quick peek at CGC as well. So still well above the 10-week moving average, still bullish on the stochastic. So that crossed bullish and ended bullish into the day and into the end of the week. So that is three good, very good signs that we could potentially see continuation next week. Doesn't mean we won't pull back Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, see some consolidation on the hourly, could pull back to $30 and then bounce. But we are above all of the moving averages. Above the 10-week, we're above the 200, the 100, and the 50-day, or the weekly moving averages. And on the daily chart, we're obviously above all of the 50, 100, and the 200 there as well. So we do have gaps in the charts to be looking out for. If we do start to see significant pullbacks across the MJ sector, that could be a potential target on those gap fills. MACD is very, very bullish on the daily as well. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other tickers or any other questions you have or anything you want clarified. Again, just to recap, I am swinging Hexo, ZENA. I re-entered Hive again today, so I sold at 325, rebought it today around 285, I believe. And I just essentially dimmed my position down a little bit to account for risk, but essentially just using the profit that I made off my original trade, letting the rest ride, and was able to reload a lot cheaper and expecting a potential Ethereum move into the weekend. Swinging SPXS, SQQQ, FNGD, HSD. I'm about 80% cash and only swinging about 50,000 shares of ZENA and about 5,000 shares of Hexo. Again, those are just YOLO plays and holding for the long term and core positions. And crypto, and I'm swinging for crypto, XRP, and Ethereum. So hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Make sure you get lots of rest this week. I know it's been very, very hard on the head when you have all of these sectors running and euphoria and everybody just, you know, on the edge of their seat. It takes a toll. So make sure to rest up, take some personal time, take care of yourself. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for another daily market recap. We'll see you next week. Take care, all that good stuff. Ciao, ciao.